Alright, this is going to be a little different, but now that I have space and time, I thought that it would be nice to take a video. And just talk about things that have been on my mind, that I feel like needs to be romanticized a little bit. And also just address some concerns being alive in 2025 and uploading a likely non-edited video to this YouTube channel. This will be my first video. Very exciting, not really. Yeah. It's very interesting what space does. It's very interesting how productive my thoughts become as soon as I have space. There's a lot that can be said about that. It's a very practical thing for both men and women, but specifically in my case, women. I think that it's really sad that a lot of individuals go through life being told what to do most of their lives, and they don't even realize what they're doing is wrong. Their routine, their habits. They don't realize that until a later age, because the art of conformism, is that you don't know that it's happening. But it's already happened, and it's actively affecting you. And it's the reason why it's so hard for me to stick with a job, go to college, and be in large groups of people. That and a million other reasons, but mostly because of conformism and groupthink and all of the things that come along with not being scientific. I've never really been much for faith and religion, although I grew up believing in God. I strongly disagree with someone who would try and inflict their own religion on others. I believe that finding God is a very personable experience, and whenever you try and define your personal values to somebody else, that's just where it ends. It comes from your own experience. It comes from your own values and perspective. And your life experience is so fundamentally different from the other 8 billion people in the world. You can't compare yourself to others. You can't. And it's just like, it goes hand in hand with empathy. It's very difficult for someone to sit down with you, for example, a therapist with their client, and say, I understand what you're going through. No, you don't. Because you didn't cut yourself during this time, you didn't, discover this at a young age, you didn't experience this, you weren't traumatized by this. You can't. But you can sympathize. And sympathizing is different from empathizing with another individual. And that's often where I become annoyed amongst many other topics, but there's a difference. There's a difference. Know the difference. Make friends. Environmentally, and when I say that, I mean you're not going to make the same friend group you make in America versus in Portugal. You're not gonna meet the same crowd of people that you meet in America versus Mexico. Or rather, the United States versus Mexico. I mean, what we're seeing is a rapid change. I mean, I don't need to say that twice. Everyone and their second cousin knows that, you know, all of this stuff with AI, and I don't mean to sound like a boomer, is happening whether or not we'd like to focus in on it. It's happening. I am actively seeing the light kind of just leave from people's eyes, and it's fucking scary. And I just need to say that it's scary. When I was a kid, which was the early 2000s, that, and of course when you're a child, you don't have the same responsibilities that an adult does. But I was an intelligent child. I believe that I am an intelligent person because I have the ability to connect dots that other people may not. I am not book smart. I will say that. Put that on my gravestone. I did well in school because I had to do well in school. I did well in school because I was killing myself over being in a particular environment that I hated, which we'll get back to, maybe in another video, who knows. Wow, there are a lot of ants on this table. Anyways, I forgot what I was talking about. When I was a kid, genuinely life was so good. It was happy, it was delightful, it was innocent. You know, there was nothing in the back of my head that I had to warn myself about or that I felt, you know. It was innocent, it was good, life was good. Even middle and high school, life was good, right? Because, you know, the combination of still kind of living in the beginning of the age of information and technology, combined with the fact that you're still an innocent kid, it doesn't take a toll on you because you don't have anything to worry about. So I never imagined, let's put it this way, I never imagined myself living in an adult life. I never imagined myself as an adult. I never as a kid theorized what my long life career would be or what my husband would look like. I mean, when I was a kid, I focused on the present. I, you know, led many clubs. I led a dance club and, you know, would just like put on little performances during recess. I was in many sports, thanks to my dad. I tried everything, which I continue to do now, but I mean, all of this goes to show, like, seeing that, what I was talking about with the light kind of just not being there in a lot of people's eyes. Your inner child is gone, and you have to find them. And that hurts. me to know that people have been so comfortable with that, with letting themselves go. It disgusts me. It makes me hate this country even more, because people would choose to not be happy. And it's so funny because I don't even ask myself if happiness means anything. It's like, okay, I wake up, do, like, whatever it is that I need to do, just to literally get by. And somebody asked me the other day, they said, Sophia, are you happy? I couldn't even respond. I'm 23, and I feel a lot older. I'm very tired. I don't know what's gonna happen to me. I'm a little nervous. That this life might have escaped me. It's really hard to put into words, actually, what I'm feeling. It's just sort of like this loss of control for what could happen, not just in my life, but in society in general. It's this feeling of scarcity, even though I'm not starving. It's this feeling of dissatisfaction, even though I find ways to pursue satisfactory measures. So the reason that I'm making this video is because I believe in my soul that there are individuals out there who feel like this. Not in a conventionally attractive, modern day, medicalized, way that they are experiencing symptoms of an illness, but in a way that says, I need help. I don't know how to live in this generation. I believe that there are some people out there that are like me, and it's hard to find. It ends with that. It's hard to find, it's hard to make friends, it's hard to find third places nowadays, ones that haven't been broadcasted all over the internet. It's hard to not be annoyed. It's hard to not be annoyed. And this video may, up until this point, not sure how long this has been recording for, 15 minutes. Up until this point, it has sounded very depressing. But I don't really care about that. What I care about is that the truth comes out. And truthfully, that is how I've been feeling. I hope that other intellectuals have felt that way, because when it comes to learning, when it comes to building a business, when it comes to continuing an education, a lifelong education, not just a conventional one, the backbone to experiencing all of those things is your mentality. And is your environment, what you experience on a day-to-day basis, who you surround yourself with, and at the end of the day, just how you feel about yourself. And this is how I feel. So I hope that I help someone, I guess. Just, know that they're not alone, because when it comes to being alive in 2025, which is a chapter of a book I haven't yet written, it's not easy. It isn't easy. And you don't need to pay hundreds of dollars for a therapist, or to go get your nails done, unless that's your thing. But I'm just trying to explain how money can't solve your problems. So, that amongst many other things. I don't really have anything else to address. That was the main point, the main topic of conversation. So I hope that I appealed to someone.